Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Outskirts Overland. A little bit that interesting music today. My name is Charlie Rasanowski. I'm Polish. That was you know, yeah, I think you get it. Anyways, thanks for being here. It's super late. It's 11:45 at night, and I just finished. Well, not finished, but my truck's almost done. I was working on my truck. Um, anyways, while I get into it and to get started, first things first, if you guys are looking to get into something like Onyx Off-Road, you can use my code Global Overland 236 and it's going to save you 20% off. And also, if you guys are interested in Weeboost, go ahead and use Outskirts 5 and get 5% off there. You can use the code Charlie10 at Toyota Overlanders to get 10% off. Again, I say it every week. They're also affiliated with many other brands over there, so that might help you out a little more. And if you're interested, if you're in the Midwest area and you're a Toyota enthusiast, off-road enthusiast, Toyota Trucks of Arkansas, they are actually getting ready to do a wilderness cleanup. And I think that's fantastic. It's just not something I will be able to make work with my schedule. But if you are interested, head on over to their page and there's details about it there. There's multiple different groups going to different areas from different areas of Arkansas, Mark Twain in Missouri, many different areas. They're going to clean up a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's really great, and I think it's just awesome that they're doing that. So if you can, go support them in any way. So yeah, that's about it. So anyways, it's 11:45 on Thursday, the 22nd. Tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, and Saturday is my birthday, my oldest daughter's birthday, and Saturday is my birthday. I got um I got like went on a cool little trip during the week. Got kind of like a birthday outing. Someone took me out, so it was great. Went out of town, so kind of had to. I contemplated not doing the podcast, but then I was like, well, it was a real big, like, it's a big deal to me that I get this out to you guys. So figured I'd get on here and talk about something for a little bit, right? So also don't forget that the weekend of September 28th is Big Iron Overland Rally. I will be there. I will, you can meet me. We can maybe do some interviews or some Instagram shorts or something along those lines. I'd love to meet a bunch of you guys if I can. So if that's up your alley, there's live music, food, lots of overland vehicles. It's a really social, awesome event. And really for meeting people, it's probably the best because it's not a lot of. I mean, you just go there and camp and listen to live music and look at other people's stuff. So it's a pretty cool time. So I'll be there, and then after that, the weekend of October 12th is Rendezvous in Ozarks. I'll also be at that, so I'll meet some of you guys there. I will be kind of in and out there though, so it's not going to be as easy to reach me, but I'll still be available. You guys will see my truck. You'll know it's me. My truck definitely is now. I mean, you'll know it's me. It's a whole different beast. It doesn't even nothing like that anymore. So anyways, yeah, I just finished my truck literally like 15, 20 minutes ago, drove home, sat here and was like, I would take a shower and go to bed. But then I was like, yeah, I get you guys a podcast out. It's, I, I'm tired and I worked on my truck today, but the 2 days before that, I was kind of out on my birthday surprise that I got taken on, and I'm not like overreaching here. So anyways, so figured I'd get on here and talk about, oh, excuse me. Dang. Anyways, I figured I'd get on here, shoot out a little bit of info. I've been watching, man, I've seen a couple things I guess I'll get into here. One thing is I have seen a huge uptick in everybody that was overlanding, buying land and getting into homesteading. I've always thought the two hobbies kind of commingled. And I'm sure most people that homestead are getting into homesteading from, full-time nomadic life, overlanding, traveling nomad. I think a lot of those people keep overland vehicles of some type. I think they'll still do it to some extent, but either way, it I see a big shift there. And then I was actually talking to my dad tonight about it, and I've seen a huge uptick. So the new movie Twisters came out, and I don't want to like be a buzzkill here. Um, so this is nothing you couldn't just see, but the vehicles in Twisters, they're it's storm chasing, right? But the vehicles mimic overland vehicles like a lot. They mimic different. There's a lot of overland vehicle influence in that movie. And I have seen since that movie came out a huge uptick in like people consuming my earlier videos about like building stuff and what stuff is like kind of the more rudimentary entry level stuff. I've seen a huge uptick in that. And I was asking my dad if he's ever seen anything like that. And he's like, well, I mean, Trans Am's biggest year was the year after Smokey and the Bandit came out. So he's like, it's definitely got some influence. And I was like, man, it's something. So I think that's super exciting. I mean, if you go see that movie and you know and you automatically are like, what is that? Because the trucks there's a lot of trucks, and there's a lot. I mean, there's a ton of overland influence in that movie. Tons. That's not what they're doing with those trucks, but that there's a lot of influence, like the way that they're set up. So I think that's great. I think some people are gonna be like, man, that truck looks cool and does all the things, and I want to get what is that, and it'll lead them to finding, overlanding in the podcast and YouTube. And so that's a cool that's like that wasn't on my bingo card. So that's super cool. Uh and a unique feeder right now to the hobby. So but yeah, I just finished my truck. My truck has been down since the 6th of July. I wrecked it, damaged it on the 4th, 5th, 6th of July. Went in the shop real shortly after it's been in the shop. Got it back. Got all my new stuff. Finally came in. Those of you that know, that's a, you know, what's the word? Teaser. Fabricating takes some time. So I ordered some stuff. Took a little bit to get in, and one thing needs another thing to get on the truck, and it's still not. I wouldn't say it's complete, but it's, I don't know, 85% to what I'm gonna have it at here shortly. There's a few little odds and ends with the big changes that I gotta sort out, but I don't think they'll be that big of a deal. There won't be anything that keeps me up till midnight like right now. Um, it was a night, and not a nightmare, but it just it's never nothing ever goes as smoothly or as easily as you think it's gonna go. So, but I'm happy to have my truck back. Plan to go camping a few times before, probably two times before Big Iron. I plan to do a lot, like camp a bunch, but funds kind of got a little jacked up with the truck repair. It got pricey. Unfortunately, it was extremely expensive to fix, and I look like a straight poser now. My truck's like so clean. Like they repainted the truck. Like it's like never looked this good. So I mean, I keep looking at it, but my tent's on the top, and it looks like it's lived a life. So it's kind of, and my snorkel too. I mean, my snorkel's also that did not get repainted, so it looks like it's lived a life as well. It's just funny that but it looks ridiculously clean right now. So whatever, but it'll be on display for you guys all to come look at. Completely different. So if you were really interested in the layout, kind of what's behind me, that it is not that anymore. Some of it is. I mean, there's some stuff, but I'm not going to give away like too much of what's going on with the truck. And I'm not that big of a deal to like not tell you guys, but it's different enough that I want to get it done and then kind of do the thing with it. Show it, kind of once it's complete. I've taken pictures and stuff of me doing what I'm doing to it, but I just like to be like, bam, it's different. Look at this. And there's quite a big differences to it. Even things that I was like, I like this versus that. I have switched it up because now I've got a daily driver and the truck is in the shop all the time. I've driven the truck, I don't know, 10, 12 miles in the last almost 2 months. Um, it's been in the shop, but I mean, I got it back from the shop weeks ago. It's just been sitting in the garage waiting on parts to come in. And again, they're not all on, but most of them. So I'm real excited to get back out. I got up this morning. I was out of town this morning. I got up and walked outside and was like, man, it's freaking nice, dude. It was so nice this morning. The weather is definitely getting to like, I mean, the dew's still kind of heavy, which kind of sucks, but the weather's really getting into a rhythm of like definitely some good camping weather, definitely weather to be outside in. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm thrilled to do that. And I'm unfortunately unable to get out next weekend for Labor Day, but that'll be a big camping weekend. That's something to bring up, I guess. I, you know, there's another podcast that talked about this, and I'm not gonna attempt to disagree or stir anything up, but that's a good point. I could take this whole podcast this way, but like the holidays, a lot of times people think, oh, I'm not going to go out because it's going to be so crowded because it's a holiday. I tend to find myself, and I don't camp at campgrounds. I think if you're a campground camper, holidays are a bad idea. But I have had nothing but great luck over long weekends. Like I just went on 4th of July. Nobody was out. I don't know if it's because the people that typically would go out think that everybody's going to be out or there's going to be a bunch of people out, or I'm just going remote enough to where it's just irrelevant of when it is. Potentially. But man, don't let the holiday stop you from camping. Don't be like, oh, it's gonna be so crowded. I mean, if you're not going to a pay to play place, like, I'm sure off road parks will be busy. I'm sure, pay rent a spot, camp spots will be busy, but I don't think the national forests or anything are gonna be any busier than any other weekend. Um, just because it's a long weekend. And I've found that a lot of people have plans over the long weekend. So I've actually seen it busier, just random X random nice weekend, than holidays. So not to disagree with that podcast whatsoever. I mean, it really depends on where you go. And it also depends on if it does happen to be crowded, are you committed to dealing with it? Like, typically on holidays, a lot of camping culture in general, can get kind of loud and kind of wild. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning, guys. Freaking midnight. But can be kind of loud and wild. But I've always had great luck on the weekends. I camped on Memorial Day. I camped over 4th of July weekend. Um, Empty both times I went. There was nobody but who I brought with me at all. I have never, in my personal experience, this is not what I believe to be everyone's experience, but in my personal experience, I have had nothing but good luck camping over holidays. So if that was on your mind, you're more than a week out, maybe put that back on the calendar because I think that's what everybody's thinking. Everybody's going to be out. It's going to be crowded. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. Well, you get Monday off. Most people do. And I have not seen it be crowded because of that ever. And it's always nice to camp more than one night. So I think that's always great too. Like you could go out Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. You get 3 night camp in. Or you just go Saturday and Sunday night or Friday and Saturday night. But you can get 2 in, still come home and have a full weekend's worth of days. Just don't be deterred by the holiday. I've heard nothing but the opposite of what I'm saying, which is why I will say I my experience. And I mean, even this year have went on many holidays. I mean, the 2 most recent holidays I went on for sure. Um, I unfortunately can't go. It's just, man, my birthday is this weekend. My daughter's birthday is tomorrow. My younger son and daughter, their birthdays match up a day apart too, and it's in a couple weeks. Like it's just not in the cards for me right now. I got a lot of it's like Christmas number one before real Christmas comes. So it's just a lot going on right now with all that stuff and getting ready for that and family stuff and all that. But go camping. I would 100% be camping over Labor Day if it was, I mean, if it was a different last year on Labor Day. I went to Colorado for 10 days, like within Labor Day. And even in Colorado over Labor Day, guess what? No problems. Like again, so I'm not even talking about like it's just Missouri. Like it was fine. Tully Ride was super busy, but Silverton wasn't busy. Crested Butte wasn't busy. Colorado Springs, Pikes Peak, like none of it was extremely busy. And not only is that like highly trafficked in general, it was highly trafficked. Weather's getting cooler and a holiday weekend. No problems. And no problems. So I maybe I'm lucky. Maybe I don't know if I'm doing something different, but I've heard nothing but like the holidays are the worst. And I just haven't had that happen to me. So I mean, if you're the person with the worst luck in the world, I mean, don't go. But if you are interested in giving it a shot, I've had great luck on holidays. I mean, I went Memorial Day last year, Labor Day last year, 4th of July last year. I mean, yeah, I mean, pretty much every holiday weekend that you can go, I went. So, I mean, it's not going to be like when I go in the winter. I do go in the winter a lot, and that's desolate. I guess I go over holidays in the winter too, like New Year's or, even around Christmas or Valentine's Day, like go camp. I go camping around those times too, Thanksgiving time, but I don't think those aren't holidays where I think anybody thinks people are going to be crowding the camp spots. So I will, I will go ahead and say that's not what I'm talking about because in general, people aren't camping when it's cold. My experience. Um, but yeah, give it a shot. I just was thinking about it and it's coming up. And even though I'm not going, I have heard podcasts recently. And I was just like, man, it's not like a hot take or anything, but I I just have never had a problem camping on a holiday. I live kind of close to Lake of the Ozarks. That's gonna be nuts. But again, that's not camping culture whatsoever. That's lake culture. That's party culture. That's party cove. That's different world. I've quite frankly I've never camped at Lake of the Ozarks. Oh, sorry guys, but I never camped at Lake of the Ozarks. But it there's nothing really there anyways. But the weather's supposed to be beautiful. I mean, I just can't stress enough. Like, I mean, maybe I'm leading you down a path of failure. I hope not. But again, just being a dude with real experiences, I've never had a bad one on a holiday. So maybe give it a shot. Man, might be worth it to get out. The weather is freaking nice. Um, so nice just to do. The do is crazy. So air out your tents. Be cognizant of mold because you will get it if you close your stuff up. It gets to 90. It's closed and to heat. Open it up, dry it out. Make sure you're paying attention to that stuff. I brought up a long time ago on a podcast silica packets that they like put in beef jerky. They're good to throw into like your bags and stuff to try and help keep your stuff dry. Because the dew is kind of it's not rain by any means, but your stuff's gonna get wet. Something's getting wet. Camp chair, whatever. Um, yeah, the dew sets on top of things. So one thing that I guess is not something everybody knows. I always take my camp chair. You can see my camp chair if you're watching right here to my side, and I flip it down, and it doesn't. It'll get dew on the back side of it, but it won't get on the inside where you sit. Or I just put it away. But make sure you pay attention to that. I hate nothing more than when the dew's so heavy and it's humid like it is now, and I get up in the morning, go to chill out, watch the sunrise or whatever I'm doing, and my chair's wet. Like, what? This sucks. So that just pay attention to the dude. Dude sucks. But yeah, I really don't have anything else. Get out, go camping over the weekend. I wanted to get something out for you guys. We talked a lot about Tacomas last week with my guest, and he brought up a lot of stuff. I didn't want to get too into like I just finished working on my truck. I mean, I don't really like talking about it too much, but I think it's kind of cool that I get on here at midnight and I'm like, I am doing what I told you guys I do. It's midnight. I just got done working on it. I started working on it I was off today because I went on got taken on a birthday trip. Got back at like 2, started working on my truck at 3, finished at 11:30. So 11:15, 11 o'clock, something like that. So, and I thought it was going smooth until it wasn't. So that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, no broken bolts, no mechanical stuff. I mean, I'm just changing the overland setup. So not like when you get into fixing a vehicle mechanically, suspension, whatever, like you always just bank on it taking 2 more hours than you think or 2 days. So nothing like that, just stuff happens. So anyways, I hope you guys all have a good weekend this weekend. I'll be on next week. I think Tuesday next week. It'll be normal. I just really want to get something out there for you guys. Maybe not even for you guys, maybe for me. I want to try and stay on schedule. So get out, camp, put camping on the weekend, put camping on the holiday back on your agenda potentially if it was something that you were thinking and you potentially looked into it and were like, better not, I have never had a problem with it. So if you were looking for a reason to go and give it a shot or tell your spouse or your kids, like you can say, hey, Charlie said it's fine. If it ends up not being fine, you can also blame me, and that's totally cool. Yeah, I just haven't had a problem with it. So, I hope you guys all have a good weekend. I will be, doing the thing. There won't be too much on Instagram over the next couple of days with the birthdays and stuff. So, hope you guys get out. Hope you guys have fun. Enjoy the weather. If you're not camping, get out and do something else. You're always going to feel better doing that. So, again, get out, have fun, and I will see you guys next week. And I'll get this out to you. It'll be my daughter's birthday today when this is live, or it is now her birthday. It's past midnight. So happy birthday to my daughter Annika. She is 9 years old today. So she's the oldest. So big deal. Big stuff here. So happy birthday to her. And then the next day, happy birthday to me. And I'm old, so I'm not going to talk about it. But, whatever. It's a birthday. Once you're old, it doesn't matter. So have a good one, guys. Enjoy, whatever you got planned. And